My story is about courage. It is about choosing love above all else. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. Within every emotional being breeds a lineage of social and cultural history, rooted in the comforts of memory, informing our choices and casting a shadow over our beliefs. 25 years ago, I had an opportunity to marry within my culture. My mind said this was the right thing to do. So I said yes. However, every cell in my body screamed no. The truth was, I was in love with a Canadian man. I had not had the courage to tell them till this point. I felt the pangs of an entire tribe echoing with disapproval. There was confusion within my own mind. I struggled with not wanting to disappoint my father, and at the same time gravitating towards a relationship anchored on love and respect. Choosing to be with Arnie necessitated expanding on a traditional system of values. Arnie was Christian and I Muslim. He was 59 years when I was 30. This began my journey to make sense of the things that define me. I felt seen and heard by a man who throughout our life together encouraged me to evolve and become more of who I am. He embraced the challenges involved in loving a younger woman with many cultural dynamics at play. September 5th, 2012. My best friend, my true love, my anchor, passed away. You have embraced me with your heart's eye. I bow in humility to the grace you have awakened within me. In surrender has been my liberation.
Hi, my name is Hannah Poulton, and I'm here interviewing Muslims. Here's one now. Hi, do you speak Muslim? Is your name Aladdin? Do you eat only halal meat?
Is my mom gonna see this?
My friend was sitting there.
Are you oppressed?
What?
Are you bald under there?
No.
Do you have ears?
Who are you? Hannah, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm interviewing Muslims.
Hannah, I'm Muslim.
Well, what do you do in your spare time?
I hang out with you.
Oh. It just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, you don't even fit the profile of a Muslim. You're wearing jeans. You drive a car. You have blue hair. You have a job. Where's your headscarf, by the way? Is it at the dry cleaners?
If I had a nickel for each time a person looked confused or didn't believe me when I said that I am Muslim, well, I would have a whole lot of nickels. This really made me dig a little deeper to find out, who am I? Of course, I got sidetracked and ended up getting hungry, but a girl's gotta eat. I eventually began to write down what makes me, me. I'm addicted to the gym. I love yoga. I love rapping as if I am the female version of Eminem. I love burning rotis while trying to help my mom cook. I love talking to my dad about philosophies on whether the inside of the earth is hollow or not, or if that really was a UFO we saw last month. After reflecting on each aspect of my life, I finally came to a conclusion. Allah has blessed me with so many privileges and opportunities. Being Muslim does not only mean praying 5 times a day and fasting for all 30 days during Ramadan. There is so much more to it, and every aspect is beautiful. If I miss a prayer, is that supposed to mean that I am no longer a Muslim? No. If I accidentally eat something while fasting, will I be thrown out of the masjid? No. If I don't wear a hijab, does that make me any less of a Muslim? No. Islam is something that is in your heart. It's about where your deen is. Just because we present ourselves in a different way does not make us any less. Being Muslim is my identity and everything I aspire to be. In my eyes, being Muslim is about being a good person. At the end of the day, if anyone were to ask me who I am or what I do, my answer will always remain the same. I am Muslim.
Stop. Think back to the last time you felt like you won an argument. Like your opinion was totally taken seriously. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say most of you guys in the crowd tonight are adults. Now, I'm going to ask you to think back a little further to the last time you felt like your opinion was totally disregarded because of your age. Doesn't happen very often anymore, now does it? I had things to say, but I only ever expressed my opinion to my family and friends. Until 3 days shy of my 9th birthday, the shot heard around the world, October 9th, 2012, Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head. I had never heard of her before in my life, but all of a sudden, she was all over the news. As she was recovering, my research began. I spent hours upon hours looking up the incredible things that she had done. When our biography came out, I begged my mom to buy it for me. She was an icon. She was fighting so hard for girls' education, and absolutely nothing, not even being shot in the head, was going to stop her. I was so mesmerized by the thought of what she was doing. I needed to find some way that me, a kid who had the privilege of going to school, was going to be able to get her opinion across to everybody. And I want to thank Malala Yousafzai for giving me a reason to break out of my shell. Around the same time as Malala's tragic incident, my 5th grade speech fest was coming up. And by then, I had already decided. That was what my speech was going to be on. Once I discovered my voice through singing and public speaking, I knew I was not going to be a shy little kid anymore. I gave my opinion to anyone who would listen, even if they didn't want it. I was going to use my craft to change the world. That's not for kids. You're just a kid. Kid. That's a word that gets me every time. A 3-letter word that makes any child or teenager automatically feel like they're less than. But why? Why should I let this 1-syllable word have so much power over me? Okay, let's break down this word. Kid. K-I-D. Knowledgeable. Without kids, tell me this, who would fix your Wi-Fi? And without kids, who would tell you the latest news? There are so many words that I could have used for I, but instead I used improvement, because something I constantly hear from my mom is her wish that her kids are an improvement from her, that her 3 daughters take all the good things about her and leave behind the bad things. You want to be the kid that carries on your legacy for them, and hope and pray that you did a good job. Discovery is the last word. Think about this. I've heard that parents see the world through their kids' eyes. So if that's true, that must be pretty amazing. Living your entire life once and then getting to relive and discover your child's interpretation of the world. All these things that your children could teach you. You may even discover yourself through your kids. Let's be real. Without your kids and their opinions, life would be a heck of a lot more boring. I remember wanting to go into high school so badly, and now that I'm here, I'm like, ew, gross. Like, why did I want this? Like, take me back to when I was just allowed to color. But now that I stop and think about this, when I was a kid, I wanted to be older and I wanted to look older. People always thought I was way older than I was, and that's what I was going for. The "you're so mature for your age" made me feel like $1,000,000. Kids make themselves want to appear older because being older equals an opinion on things. And being older means people listen to you. You're taken seriously. Or at least this is how I saw it. It's a sad but true element of life. Why do we have to do this? Why shouldn't everyone have their opinions be taken seriously? Ages 1 to 100 and beyond. We should be able to raise our voices, make change, and feel needed and welcome into adult circles, teenager circles, or any circles for that matter. I think there's a lot we could learn from each other. So next time you need a second opinion, ask your kid. And don't take "I don't know" for an answer. Trust their opinion. And like the great Malala Yousafzai says, our voices are our most powerful weapons. So if that's true, let's help this generation suit up for battle.
Tant que les lions n'auront pas leur propre conteur, les histoires de chasse seront à la gloire du chasseur. Je suis née dans cette famille où dignité et excellence étaient la norme. Élevée sans distinction de genre, merci papa, merci maman, parmi 5 frères et sœurs, j'étais une enfant curieuse de tout. Petite fille, je voulais devenir scientifique et apporter de nouvelles technologies au monde. Adolescente, je lisais aussi bien des encyclopédies que des romans à l'eau de rose. Mon modèle, ma mère, une femme digne et brillante qui illumine tout sur son passage. À ses côtés, rien ne me paraissait inaccessible parce que femme ou noire. À 18 ans, je pars pour la première fois loin des miens. Destination, le Maroc. J'y suis accueillie avec beaucoup de générosité et de curiosité, mais pas que. L'ignorance. Tant de personnes s'attendaient à ce que je sois une rescapée de la jungle, une croyante au dieu tonnerre, une amie des éléphants avec qui j'aurais grandi. Incompréhension totale pour moi. Le racisme. À chaque jour, son lot d'incidents qu'on finit par banaliser. Mais je n'oublierai jamais ce jour où, en rentrant de l'école, un groupe d'adolescents tout excités s'est rué vers moi et sur une trentaine de mètres m'a crié sans arrêt « Négresse, singe, sauvage !» Autour, des adultes qui regardent parfois amusés. J'arrive à la maison, m'effondre en larmes et pleure des heures. Pourquoi tant de haine ? Moi, la digne et fière Fadima qui ne s'est jamais vue illégitime parce que femme noire, comment peuvent-ils une seule seconde me croire inférieure ? J'y ai vu beaucoup de méchanceté, mais beaucoup d'ignorance aussi. Je n'avais alors que 18 ans, mais me suis juré que ma contribution à notre monde sera de faire connaître the untold African stories. J'ai travaillé dur à l'école pour être toujours parmi les meilleurs et montrer que la noire que je suis en était capable. J'ai parlé de mon Afrique, non pas de celle de National Geographic, mais celle que je connais, celle que j'ai vécue à qui veut l'entendre. J'ai éduqué et changé des perspectives de beaucoup de personnes. Combien de fois ai-je entendu « Fadima, je réalise combien j'étais ignorante de l'Afrique avant de te connaître. Fadima, avant de te connaître, je pensais qu'en Afrique, les gens vivaient avec les animaux sauvages ou croyaient au Dieu soleil. » Le sentiment du travail accompli dépassait ma surprise d'entendre de tels propos. Après le Maroc, arrive l'Europe. J'y vais pour poursuivre mes études. Je tombe amoureuse d'un Français qui deviendra mon mari et finis par m'y installer. Je travaille pour les plus grandes sociétés dans mon domaine. On est au milieu des années 2000. La technologie a fait un bond avec les smartphones, les réseaux sociaux. Mais la perception générale de mon cher continent n'a fait qu'un petit pas. Marquée à jamais par mon expérience marocaine, percevant toujours la surprise de mes interlocuteurs de voir l'Africaine que je suis si bien éduquée, les questions reviennent. Pourquoi de tout ce qui se passe en Afrique ne retient-on que les drames alors que des milliers d'autres choses s'y passent ? Pourquoi ne retient-on que les tragédies au point de croire que le quotidien n'y est fait que de famine, de guerre et de maladies, au point de s'entendre dire que l'homme africain n'est pas assez rentré dans l'histoire ? Où sont passés l'héritage de l'Empire mandingue, les faits de guerre des guerriers zoulous, l'héroïsme de la reine Zinga ? Qui connaît ces courageuses marchandes qui travaillent plus de 10 heures par jour et économisent chaque sou pour étendre leur business ? Ces enfants ingénieux bricolant leurs propres jouets ? Ces jeunes entrepreneurs à succès qui font bouger des lignes ? Oui, un célèbre proverbe africain dit « Tant que les lions n'auront pas leur propre conteur, les histoires de chasse seront à la gloire du chasseur. » Aujourd'hui, las de toute cette mauvaise représentation, j'ai décidé d'être le conteur des lions. J'ai décidé de raconter leurs histoires, de raconter mon histoire. Aujourd'hui, je pave mon chemin. Je travaille dans une société de production de documentaires où j'apprends comment on passe de l'idée à l'écran. Je fais de la figuration pour comprendre le backstage d'un plateau de tournage. Je suis des cours, je vais obtenir mon certificat de digital storytelling. Aujourd'hui, je veux aller au-delà de mon entourage, porter mon message plus haut, plus fort, plus loin. Éveiller à plus grande échelle à la diversité du quotidien africain, à la multitude d'histoires africaines, au danger du single story. À 18 ans, j'ai fait un vœu et aujourd'hui, je le réalise.
कहते हैं किसी के चले जाने से जिंदगी खत्म नहीं हो जाती, हाँ, खत्म तो नहीं होती और ना ही रुकती है। रुकती है तो बस एक सांस। School has just started today. This is the first week of my job. Bedrooms, toys, kitchen, and my desk are in order to get us into the routine, and rest will just have to wait for me to unpack and organize when I can. Reminding myself to do one thing at a time. Grief takes over, and I cannot seem to escape the elephant chase. Our life in the past year has been nothing but a whirlwind, as if we survived a storm, exactly like in the movie Castaway. The life away from his survival struggle moves on nicely and quietly, as if nothing is happening, whereas for him, the entire life has changed. Interesting how some beginnings could end up ending in the same place, but for different reasons. We started in Vancouver 1 year ago and ended back in BC with the life's new normal. I was alone in a new country, new city, and all alone in my struggle to move, relocating 3 times and dealing with my husband's sudden diagnosis of cancer. Hospital visits, facing difficult attitudes by some people, processing forgiveness, anger, and negative emotions, seeking counseling, art therapy, keeping up with housekeeping, taking care of our 8-year-old son, keeping things as normal as possible for him at home and school, and keeping a balance on all levels. Later, facing my husband's death, staying by his side in the last moments, breaking the news to our son, and consolidating everything after his death, and moving back to BC for my job. The journey of 3 days driving 1,400 kilometers from Alberta to BC through Canadian Rockies seems like a dream now. The route was scenic, though we encountered 3 wildfires on the way and got rerouted too, but we took it slow and easy. Allah's gift of creativity kept me going as I would sit and quietly paint and write to process my grief and difficult moment. The best words of wisdom I received was from my mother, who I give all credit for my resilience, patience, and attitude of gratitude. She said, "Do not bring up the past. Do not think about the future. Take care of him. He's your guest." The wings she provided and the countless nights of staying up to pray for me, she did not let me fall or quit for a second. God never leaves us alone indeed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala helped me through compassionate strangers who made getting things done easier for me. Despite the endless moral support of family and friends, in the end, it was Ammi's dua and Allah's guidance that held up my soul in the most enduring times. We all go through so much in our short lives, living 100 years in 40 or so. No matter how much you're blessed with people in your life, at the end, it's you, yourself and you, your struggle, your wisdom, your actions. True patience is what you demonstrate in the moment you're hit with calamity, not later.